So a few weeks ago, I did a TikTok video on basically things that are kind of deceptive that lenders are doing. And that thing went crazy. It got like 270,000 views and it's still going and all kinds of comments. And it made me just start thinking, the bottom line is you guys don't know how lenders determine the rate or whatever and all the things that go along with it. So I thought I'd point it out to you. Now, I'm not calling anybody out. This is stuff that's on the internet. It's a popular online lender. You can look it up yourself, but I'm going to show you some things that you should know. All right, so the first thing here, as we look at it, it talks about the rate, which is really all you care about. People call me all the time and say, what's the rate? The answer to that is it depends. It depends on a lot of things. And if someone quotes you a rate and they don't ask for your credit score, that ain't your rate. Okay, they're just spitballing. They have to know your credit score. They have to know how much money you're paying down. All these things matter. And when you ask for a rate, what you really mean is, I want the rate that doesn't cost me anything, right? People don't understand points, discount points, par rate. They don't understand all those terms. You don't understand it. And a lot of times people don't disclose it. And that's a problem. So here's what I want to show you. So right here, you can see that it says the rate is 6.5% on a 30-year fixed. That's conventional, not FHA, nothing. You can see that it says 6.5%. It's got the APR there, which honestly means nothing to you. You don't care about that. And then the next thing, it does show the points. 2.125 points. So this is assuming a $300,000 loan. So you're paying over $6,000 for that rate of 6.5%. Is that what you want to do? Or do you want the rate that doesn't cost you anything? That's the first thing. That's the first thing that you guys don't know. But this right here doesn't tell the whole story. I'm going to tell you the whole story. All right? If you scroll down, you will see where it says view legal disclosures. Now, you'd otherwise miss that because you think all the information that you have is right there in that first box, but it's not. Okay, there are several things that go into making this rate that they don't tell you. Several assumptions that they have. And it says right there, assumptions. And one of them is that your DTI, debt to income ratio, cannot exceed 30%. Now, let me tell you something. I've done a lot of loans in the last 6.5 years. You don't find very many people with a debt to income ratio lower than 30%. You just don't. All right. So it makes that assumption. And if you're over 30%, you can't get this rate. Okay. That's a big deal. It also assumes that your credit score is 720 or above. The average credit score in America is 708. So what they're telling you is you have to have above average credit to even get this. That's a problem. What if your credit score is 680 and you look on there? You wouldn't know that that doesn't apply to you because you're not going to click the legal disclosures because you don't know to. Okay? There's one other thing I want you to pay attention to. It says over here in this box. It assumes that you're paying down 20.5%. It assumes that there's a loan to value of 79.5. Now again, I've done an awful lot of loans in the last 6.5 years. I don't get very many people paying 20% down. People are at 3.5%, they're paying 5% down. They're not paying 20% down, and they're certainly not paying 30% down. 20% down when you got rates that are really, really low. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. All that to say this. Make sure you trust the person that you're talking to. I'm not saying that all this are lies. They're not lies. They're deceptive. They're things that are there, but you don't know to look for. You don't have anybody guiding you. This is an online lender. The relationship is pretty important. The trust is pretty important. And something that you don't understand at all, you better go to somebody you trust. Maybe you trust me, maybe you don't. But here's what I'm always going to do. I'm going to shoot you straight. I'm going to shoot you straight about this because at the end of the deal, I don't ever want somebody to go, that guy's a con man. That guy screwed me over. I don't want that. And I know that I know a lot about the business, and you don't because you're not supposed to. There are tons of great lenders out there, tons. There's a few that aren't so good. Go to somebody who's going to be straight up with you and tell you the things that you don't even know to ask. All right? I'll tell you. Give me a call. 423-645-9404.